You could get a $10,000 raise tomorrow and still feel dead broke by Friday.
And meanwhile, someone else is living paycheck to paycheck and somehow feels completely fine about it.
So, the number in your bank account is clearly not the whole story here.
It's not. There's something underneath it, and that's exactly what we're digging into today. Hey everyone, welcome back to Income After Hours. I'm Harper Bennett.
And I'm Miles Sinclair, and today we're talking about the actual relationship you have with money, not just the spreadsheet part of it.
Because we can give you every budgeting tip in the world. But if your nervous system panics every time you open your banking app, none of it sticks.
Right? So today we're going deep on the mindset side, the beliefs, the habits, and honestly, some pretty simple moves that change how money flows to you.
Before we get into it, quick honest ask. If you're getting something out of these episodes, hit subscribe and turn on the bell.
It's a small thing on your end, but it genuinely helps this channel keep going. And it means we get to keep making episodes like this one.
Okay, let's start with the thing nobody wants to admit. Most of us are scared to actually look at our own money.
Oh, completely. I know people who won't check their account balance for weeks because they're afraid of what they'll see.
And that avoidance feels like protection, but it's actually the thing keeping you stuck.
So step one, before any budget, any side hustle, any investing talk, is just noticing how your body reacts to money.
Literally pay attention. When your paycheck lands, do you feel relief, dread? Do you immediately start doing math in your head about what's about to disappear?
Or when you have to pay rent, does your chest get tight? Do you hold your breath a little when you tap your card?
That physical reaction is data. It's telling you what your actual relationship with money is, underneath whatever you'd say if someone asked you directly.
And here's the wild part. Most of that reaction was installed before you ever earned a dollar yourself.
Yeah, it comes from watching your parents. If money was a source of constant tension at home, your nervous system learned that money equals danger.
I think about this a lot, actually. Growing up, my parents almost never talked about money in front of us, but you could feel it. There was this tension whenever a bill showed up on the counter.
So nobody explained anything, but you absorbed the anxiety anyway.
Exactly. And I didn't even realize until my 20s that I flinched every time I opened an envelope that looked official, even if it was just a coupon.
That's such a good example of what we call a money story. It's not really about facts. It's about the emotional pattern you built around receiving and spending.
What was yours growing up?
Honestly, the phrase in my house was always, "We have just enough, not poor, not comfortable, just enough," which sounds fine, but it actually trained me to feel guilty spending on myself.
Even now?
Even now, I'll buy myself a $5 coffee, and there's this tiny voice going, "Do you really need that?"
That's fascinating because it has nothing to do with whether you can afford it. You clearly can. It's an old script playing on autopilot.
Right, and that's why step one matters so much. You can't rewrite a script you've never actually read.
So practically, what does someone do with this? Just sit there and feel anxious about their feelings about money?
No, it's simpler than that. Literally journal it for a week. Every time money moves, in or out, jot down one line. What did I feel just now?
And you'll start to see patterns. Maybe you're fine spending on other people, but you freeze up spending on yourself. Maybe you're generous but terrified to ask for a raise.
Once you see the pattern, you can question it. Is this actually true? Or is this just what I learned by watching my parents argue about the electric bill?
Okay, so that's awareness. Let's talk about the next layer, because this is the one that really messes with people.
The beliefs.
The beliefs. Because your beliefs about money quietly decide your behavior, and your behavior decides your results, way more than your actual skill level does.
Give me a concrete version of that.
Okay, here's one I see constantly. Someone grows up believing rich people got there by cutting corners or stepping on people. Maybe that's what their family said whenever a neighbor got a nicer car.
Oh, I know this one. Anytime someone had money in my neighborhood growing up, the whisper was, they must be doing something shady.
Right? And if you carry that into adulthood, here's the trap. Some part of you now believes that making a lot of money makes you a bad person.
So you'll subconsciously sabotage your own success to stay the good, humble, broke version of yourself.
Exactly. You'll undercharge for your work. You'll avoid asking for the raise. You'll let a client lowball you because some hidden part of you thinks staying small keeps you a good person.
That is honestly one of the more common blocks I hear about from people trying to start a side hustle. They'll do amazing free work for months, but freeze the second it's time to actually send an invoice.
It's not laziness, and it's not lack of skill. It's a belief that charging what you're worth is somehow greedy.
So how do you actually break a belief like that? You can't just decide to think differently overnight.
You start by naming it out loud, which sounds too simple, but it works. Say the actual sentence. I believe that making more money would make me a bad person. Hearing it out loud usually makes people go, wait, that's ridiculous.
Because once it's outside your head, you can actually examine it instead of just living inside it.
Right? And then you go find evidence against it. Think of people you respect who make good money and are genuinely kind, generous, decent people. They exist everywhere.
Your old boss, a teacher who built a tutoring business, a local contractor who treats every client fairly and still charges what the job is worth.
Once your brain has real examples that contradict the old belief, the belief starts to lose its grip.
Okay, I want to move to the part that I think is genuinely underrated, and that's generosity as a financial strategy.
This one sounds backwards to a lot of people. You've got no money, and we're telling you to give more of your time and skill away.
It sounds backwards until you actually see it play out. Let's talk about someone starting from zero, no clients, no reputation, no portfolio.
Let's say this person wants to freelance as a graphic designer. They've got some skill, but nobody knows they exist yet.
The instinct is to sit around waiting for someone to pay them first before they'll do any work. That's the scarcity trap.
But the people who actually break through do the opposite. They pick 3 or 4 small local businesses and just offer to redesign a logo or a menu for free or close to it.
Not because they're desperate, but because they understand something bigger. A finished, visible piece of work is worth more to them right now than a small check.
Exactly. That first free logo becomes a portfolio piece. That business owner tells 2 other business owners. Suddenly, this person has proof of skill and a referral chain, which no amount of cold emailing would have built as fast.
And that's the real definition of generosity here. It's not charity, it's strategic value creation before you ask for anything back.
The scarcity mindset says, I have nothing, so I need to take. The abundance mindset says, I have something, even if it's small, so let me put it out there first.
This is actually why so many people undervalue themselves at work too. They think, I have nothing special to offer, so I'll just keep my head down and hope someone notices.
But the people who actually get promoted are usually the ones who volunteer for the messy project nobody wants, or help a coworker figure out a system nobody explained well.
They're generous with their effort before there's a guaranteed payoff, and that's exactly what gets remembered when a promotion or a raise conversation comes up.
It's a long game, but it compounds. Every bit of value you put out there is basically a deposit into your own reputation account.
Okay, now let's talk about something that sounds almost too simple to matter, but the research on it is honestly kind of striking. Energy is a currency.
Explain that one, because that phrase alone sounds like it belongs on a motivational poster.
Okay, fair. Here's what I mean concretely. There's real research on restaurant servers and tipping, and the findings are almost funny because of how small the actions are.
What do they find?
Servers who introduce themselves by name, who make an actual recommendation instead of just taking your order, and who compliment your choice, consistently earn noticeably better tips.
So it's not about being the fastest or the most experienced server in the building.
Not even close. It's about making someone feel seen for 10 seconds. That's the whole trick.
I think about this with rideshare driving too. I've had drivers who just drive in silence and drop you off, and I've had drivers who ask about your day, make a joke, actually seem present.
And be honest, who do you tip better?
Obviously the second one. And it's not even about the conversation content. It's the energy. You can feel when someone's actually there versus just going through the motions.
That energy is genuinely a form of currency. Because people remember how you made them feel way longer than they remember what you actually did or said.
And this applies way beyond tips. Think about a barista who remembers your usual order and says your name back to you. You start going out of your way to that specific coffee shop.
Or a customer service rep on the phone who actually sounds like they care whether your problem gets solved, versus one reading off a script in a monotone.
You'll forgive a company for a mistake if the person handling it brought real energy and care to the interaction.
So here's the actionable version of this for anyone listening. Whatever job you're in right now, even if you don't love it, bring full presence to the next 10 interactions you have today.
Use people's names. Actually, recommend something instead of being neutral. Notice something specific about them and say it out loud.
You genuinely do not know who's on the other side of that interaction. Could be a regular customer who owns a small business and needs someone exactly like you.
Could be a manager quietly deciding who gets first pick on the next shift schedule or who gets recommended for the lead role.
It costs you nothing, and it's honestly one of the highest return moves available to anyone, no matter your current paycheck.
Okay, let's talk money moves now, because I know some people listening are thinking, this is nice, but I've got $500 saved up. Where does it actually go?
This is the question I get constantly. Someone finally saves a small chunk of money and immediately feels pressure to make it grow fast. Crypto, some hot stock tip, a friend's business idea.
And look, none of those are automatically bad. But if that $500 or $1,000 is genuinely your only cushion, gambling it on something you don't understand is a rough bet.
The highest return investment for most people at that stage isn't in the market at all. It's in themselves.
Meaning what specifically? Because invest in yourself can sound a little vague.
Meaning a real skills course, a certification that actually opens doors in your field, a few sessions with a coach who can help you negotiate your next salary, tools that let you charge more for your side hustle.
Here's a real pattern I've seen play out. Someone spends $400 on a serious negotiation or public speaking course, and it feels expensive at the time.
But then they use that skill once in one salary conversation and get an extra $5,000 a year added to their base pay.
That's not a return you get from almost any stock in a single year, and it keeps paying out every single year after that too.
There's a chain reaction here worth naming clearly. You build the courage to try the new skill. That courage builds actual competence. Competence builds confidence. And confidence changes how you show up and what you ask for.
It's basically a flywheel. Once it starts turning, it gets easier to keep it turning.
And most people skip straight to wanting the confidence without doing the small, slightly scary thing that actually builds it.
Right. Nobody feels confident before they've done the hard part. Confidence is the result, not the starting point.
So if you've got a small amount saved up right now, ask yourself honestly, what skill, if I actually had it, would let me charge more or earn more within the next year?
Then go put your money there before you put it anywhere speculative.
Now, let's flip this and talk about the other end, because we've been talking mostly to people who feel like they're behind. But plenty of people listening actually make decent money and still feel completely stuck.
Oh, this one's important because there's this assumption that once the paycheck gets big enough, all the anxiety just disappears.
It doesn't, and honestly, it can get worse in a specific way. Let's paint a real scenario. Someone's a marketing manager making $140,000 a year.
Solid income by most standards.
Very solid. But somewhere along the way, the car got upgraded, the apartment got upgraded, the vacations got upgraded, all in small steps that each felt totally reasonable at the time.
So the spending just quietly climbed right along with the income.
Exactly, lifestyle creep. And now this person is technically earning great money, but still checking their account nervously before payday, still one unexpected expense away from panic.
That's the trap nobody warns you about. You assume the anxiety is about the number, but really it's about the gap between what comes in and what goes out, no matter how big both sides get.
And on top of that, there's an emotional layer too. If your old money story was built on scarcity, a bigger paycheck doesn't automatically erase that. Your nervous system doesn't check your bank balance before it reacts.
So You can be sitting on real savings and still feel that same tightness in your chest, opening a bill, just out of habit.
This is honestly why we keep coming back to that first step, the awareness piece. Because without it, more income just means more expensive anxiety.
It's why you hear about people who win a huge lottery jackpot and end up broke again within a handful of years. The money changed. The internal wiring didn't.
Right, so the goal was never just get more money. The goal is actually feel secure, feel free, feel like you have some breathing room. Money is just one possible tool toward that, not the whole answer.
So what's the fix for someone in that $140,000 trap specifically?
Same starting point as everyone else, honestly. Go back and actually track where the money is going without judgment. Most people avoid this exact step because they're afraid of what they'll find.
And usually what they find isn't some huge dramatic mistake. It's a dozen small subscriptions and small upgrades that quietly added up.
Then you build in one real buffer, even a modest one. 3 months of expenses saved somewhere separate. That buffer alone does more for your nervous system than another $10,000 in salary would.
Because now there's actual proof, not just a hope, that you could handle a bad month without everything falling apart.
And that proof is what starts to rewrite the old story. Not another zero on your paycheck, actual evidence that you're safe.
Let's talk about generosity again for a second, because there's a version of this that applies once you do have money, not just when you're starting out.
Yeah, I've noticed this pattern in people who've actually built real wealth. The generosity doesn't stop once they arrive. It usually gets bigger.
It's almost counterintuitive. You'd think once someone's finally secure, they'd hold on tighter. But the ones who keep growing tend to give more as they go, not less.
I think it comes down to identity. If you see yourself as someone who's generous and resourceful, giving doesn't feel like a loss. It feels like an expression of who you already are.
Versus someone who sees money purely through a scarcity lens, where every dollar given away feels like a dollar they'll never see again.
And that scarcity lens actually shrinks opportunity over time, because people can feel when someone's operating from fear versus operating from genuine generosity.
Think about which coworker gets recommended for opportunities, the one who hoards credit and information, or the one who shares what they know and helps the team win.
It's almost always the second person, even if the first person is technically more skilled on paper.
All right, let's pull all of this together, because we've covered a lot, and I want people walking away with something they can actually use tomorrow.
Let's do a quick recap. First, notice your actual physical and emotional reaction to money, before, during, and after it moves. That awareness is step 1, no skipping it.
Second, dig up the old belief running underneath your money habits. If part of you believes wealth equals bad character, that belief is quietly capping your income right now.
Third, generosity is a strategy, not a weakness. Give your skill, your time, your attention before you're guaranteed anything back, and watch how opportunity tends to find its way to you.
Fourth, bring real presence into every interaction, whatever job you're doing right now. Energy is currency, and people remember how you made them feel.
Fifth, if you've got a small amount of money to work with, put it into skills first. Courage into competence, competence into confidence, confidence into income.
And finally, remember that a bigger paycheck doesn't automatically fix an anxious relationship with money. You still have to do the internal work, no matter how much you end up earning.
Honestly, I think that last point is the one people resist the most, because it's tempting to believe the next raise will finally solve everything.
It won't, not on its own. But combine a growing income with actually healing your relationship with money, and that's when things really shift.
One more thing I want to leave people with. None of this requires you to already have money to start. You can begin the awareness work today on whatever your current paycheck looks like.
In fact, starting now, while things feel tight, is exactly how you build the muscle before the stakes get higher.
That's genuinely the whole game. Small, honest shifts in how you think and act around money, repeated consistently, until they become who you are instead of something you're forcing.
All right, that's the episode. If this hit home for you, do us a favor and hit subscribe if you haven't yet, and drop a comment telling us the one money belief from your childhood you're still working to unlearn.
We genuinely read those. And honestly, some of the best future episode ideas come straight from you all. Thanks for spending this time with us.
We'll see you in the next one.